Assalamu alaikum, my dear student of Standard 10. How are you? Hope you are fine. Welcome back again after Eid vacation. Today, the sectors of national economy and its contribution to GDP. The economy of any country of the world is divided into main three sectors: agriculture sector, industry sector and service sector. So here land and everything produced from land, crops, fruits, vegetables, forest resources, animals and fish resources are included in agriculture sector. Large scale and small scale industries, all types of construction, all activities regarding mineral matters are included in industry sector. And education, health, recreation, bank insurance, hotel restaurant, postal telephone, communication and transport all belong to the service sector. The economy of Bangladesh is divided into 15 main sectors. The contribution of these sectors are given below. So here is your table 1, and that is according to 2016 and 17 financial year. Okay, so number 1 here is sector wise contribution has given here. Number 1, agriculture and forest contribution is 11.12%. Then fishery 3.61, mineral and excavation 1.80, industry 21.74%, electricity, gas and water resources here 1.52. Then construction 7.36. Then wholesale and retail trade 14.01%, hotel and restaurant 0.75%, transport, preservation and communication, that means transport by road, water, air, service, preservation of associate transport, communication through post and telephone, the contribution is 11.26%. Service of finance organization, bank, insurance and others, contribution is 3.45%. Real estate, rent and other business, contribution 6.49%. Public administration and defense, contribution 3.70%. Education contribution is 2.48%. Health and social service is 1.85%. Health and social service is 1.85%. Then community, social and personal services 8.87%. So here no need to memorize all these percentage. Very important. That is number 1, number 2, then number 5, 4, 5, then 13, 10, 13, 10, 13, okay, and 14. So who can memorize all this percentage? Very good, but I have given some important contribution. You must memorize this. Okay. Now these 15 sectors can be integrated into 5 wider sectors. The sectors are: number 1, agriculture sector, industry sector, service sector, business sector, and lastly social service sector. So here agriculture sector, there are sectors of agriculture and forest. In a broader sense, the resource of fishery is also included in agriculture sector. In industrial sector, there are small, medium and large industries. However, in a broader sense, the sectors of mineral and excavation, electricity, gas, water resources and construction are also included in industry sector. Services such as hotel, restaurant, transport, preservation and communication, service of financial organization, bank and insurance, etc. are included in service sector. The public administration and defense, education, health and social service, community, social and personal service, all these are included in social service sector. The wholesale and retail trade and real estate, rent and other business, these two sectors fall under the domain of business sector. Now again the total 15 sector can be integrated into main 3 sectors. The contribution of 3 main sectors to the GDP according to the 2016 and 17 is industrial and business sector. The contribution is 21.74%. That is, this is the top contribution to the GDP. Wholesale and retail trade 14.01%. Transport and communication sector 11.26%. Okay. So you have to memorize all these percentages, not only for your creative but also MCQ. Now World Bank has divided the countries of the world into 3 main divisions on the basis of per capita gross national income. These are high income country, middle income country and lower income country. Okay. So here is another table, comparison among the GNP, GDP and per capita income of some countries. So on the basis of the per capita income, 3 types of countries here: high income countries, middle income countries and lower income countries. Again, middle income countries are divided into 2 types: upper middle income country and lower middle income country. Okay. So high income country, it is started per capita income is 12,276. Okay. So in this case we can see in the high income country USA, Canada, UK, Norway, Sweden, Japan and Singapore. USA per capita income is 59,531.6 US dollar. UK is 39,720 US dollar. Okay. Now middle income country, the per capita income started from 1,006 to 12,275 US dollar. Okay. Now these middle income countries are 2 types: upper middle income country and per capita income. The countries whose per capita income started from 3,976 to 12,275, this country belong to this upper middle income country. So upper middle income country belong to China, Iran, Malaysia, Turkey, Thailand, Sri Lanka. Okay. So here China per capita income is 8,827 US dollar. Iran 5,415 US dollar. Okay. Then here in the last Sri Lanka is 4,102 US dollar. Now lower middle income country, the country whose per capita income started from 1,006 to 3,975, and this country belong to India, Bangladesh, Egypt, Nigeria, Pakistan, Cambodia, Kenya, etc. Okay. So India per capita income is 1,940, Bangladesh 1,610. Then here is in the last Kenya 1,508. Okay, these are example of the lower middle income country. Now last one, lower income country. Okay, the country whose per capita income below 1,005 US dollar, this country belong to this lower income country. Like Nepal, Uganda, the per capita income of Nepal is 835 US dollar and Uganda is 604 US dollar. So here you have to memorize some US per capita income. Okay, no need to memorize the GNI and population. Just very important: USA, UK, Japan, China, then India, Bangladesh, Kenya, Nepal. These are very important very important for this. Okay, so you must memorize this per capita income for your examination. Now you will watch one video.
Bangladesh's economy is booming and it's even outperforming others in South Asia. The country, which was once called a basket case, is now being termed as the new Asian tiger. A UN report says its economy will continue to expand at a rapid pace. Bangladesh has been averaging an annual growth of more than 6%. Its GDP rose from over $100 billion in 2009 to almost 250. Bangladesh's economy is booming and it's even outperforming others in South Asia. The country, which was once called a basket case, is now being termed as the new Asian tiger. A UN report says its economy will continue to expand at a rapid pace. Bangladesh has been averaging an annual growth of more than 6%. Its GDP rose from $100 billion in 2009 to almost $250 billion in 2017. That's a massive 150% increase. So how did Bangladesh get here? The garment manufacturing industry is big business here. Bangladesh is the second largest apparel exporter in the world after China. 80% of its exports and up to 15% of its GDP comes from this. But the government is making efforts to diversify and expand the economy. It is now emerging as a pharmaceutical hub which is estimated to be worth over $5 billion by 2023. Other industries like aquaculture and IT are also flourishing. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has also pushed for digital Bangladesh to become an emerging player in the technology sector. Bangladesh owes much of this progress to microfinance initiatives made by NGOs like Grameen Bank and TRACT. Loans to small-scale entrepreneurs have helped millions of people, especially women. Grameen Bank founder Mohammed Yunus even won a Nobel Peace Prize for his work. But these institutions have also been criticized for taking money from the poor, though they deny allegations. Bangladesh's government is also making significant strides in social development. There has been a major focus on women empowerment. Bangladesh invests in its women and girls and consistently outperforms its neighbors India and Pakistan on gender inequality measures. But there are criticisms and challenges. When it comes to the ease of doing business, Bangladesh stands at the lowest amongst South Asian nations. The government has also received flack for the health and safety conditions of garment factories, as garment workers have held demonstrations for a higher minimum wage. Experts also say that a lack of adequate infrastructure coupled with gas and power supply issues are hindering the country from reaching its true potential. And then there are other problems such as widespread poverty, unplanned urbanization, overpopulation, and poor governance. So can Bangladesh keep the momentum going?
Thank you very much for watching the video. So from the video, I hope you learned many things about Bangladesh infrastructure and the economic condition of Bangladesh. So according to the World Bank report 2017, the PCI of Bangladesh, it was 1,517 US dollar. And in the fiscal year of 2016 and 17, PCI of Bangladesh was 1,610 US dollar. Okay, so from this part, most of the time I will do MCQ, and in the board also there will be MCQ. Okay, but the contribution of the economic sector for your creative, especially for 2 and C number, very important. So up to this, stay at your home safely. Thank you everyone.